How much does this cost? £1. I'm now going to sell it to you for what? £2. You say to me, Akhil Kareem, I can't buy it for £2. I don't have that money. Would you allow it for me to give you every day? I'll give you 10p and I'll pay it off like that. I'll say, okay, I have no problem with it, but I'm going to make it £3 now because you're paying to me installments. So I'm going to put extra money on it. Is it permissible? Permissible. It's allowed. There's nothing wrong with it. When it comes to bay', there are two types. Everybody write this down. It's important. You guys asked me a lot of questions on it. So inshallah today we're going to get answers for it. Clearance. You guys see that big board on the shop where they say we're clearing out. What are they trying to do? They need to leave the shop quickly. So they sell it for the amount that they got it for. They don't want to profit. This is called bay'u tawliya. وَهُوَ بَيْعُ السِّلْعَةِ بِمِثْلِ ثَمَنِهَا الْأَوَّلِ. The amount that they got it for. So I got it for £1. I just want to get rid of it because I have to shut down. Is it permissible? And that's exactly what a lot of banks do. Is that not the case? They make you sign a paper document that you have to buy the product even though they don't have it. That makes it haram now.
وأقول في القرآن ما جاءت به آياته فهو الكريم المنزل وأقول قال الله جل جلاله والمصطفى الهادي ولا أتأول.
Bayul murabaha now.
Bayul murabaha.
Now brothers, this is what we're today going to focus on. I want you guys to listen to Bayul murabaha. Bayul mada? Al murabaha. Pay attention. Who's heard Bayul murabaha? Put your hand up. Okay, today you're going to learn Bayul murabaha inshallah. Those of you who haven't heard of it, well, inshallah ta'ala, today is your moment to find out what it is. Hey,
من أنواع البيوع التي تحدث عنها الفقهاء القدماء وتعامل بها المسلمون في السابق وتتعامل بها المصارف الإسلامية الآن بيع المرابحة وفيما يلي بيان لصورتها القديمة وصورتها الجديدة وما يتعلق بها من أحكام وضوابط.
The Shaykh rahimahullah is going to go into Bay'ul murabaha. Bay'ul murabaha is very important. It's a must for you to know today, inshallah. It affects a lot of you guys. You guys ask me a lot of questions on it. So inshallah today we're going to get answers for it. Bay'ul murabaha, there is an old usage by the early scholars. The early scholars, they use the word Bay'ul murabaha for a meaning, but there's a modern usage today. There's a modern usage of the word of Bay'ul murabaha today. So we're going to look at the old one, and then we're going to look at the contemporary usage of Bay'ul murabaha. The Shaykh says, من أنواع البيوع التي تحدث عنها الفقهاء القدامى. The early scholars, they talked about it. وتعامل بها المسلمون, and the Muslims used to use في السابق before. وتتعامل بها المصارف الإسلامية, and the Islamic banks use today. الآن بيع المرابحة وفيما يلي بيان لصورتها القديمة. We're going to understand the old بيع المرابحة وصورتها الجديدة, and then بيع المرابحة that we hear today in the banks. وما يتعلق بها, we're going to also learn what is connected to it من أحكام وضوابط. أحكام, rulings that are connected to it. التعريف, هيا.
تعريف المرابحة. المرابحة في اللغة مفاعلة من الربح وهو النماء في التجر. يقال أربحته على سلعته مرابحة.
على سلعته مرابحة. The Shaykh rahimahullah says المرابحة في اللغة. This word murabaha in the Arabic language means what? مفاعلة. مفاعلة means what? There's two sides. The minute you see murabaha is mufa'ala in the Arabic language. Mufa'ala means there's two taraf, two sides, two individuals, two people. Mufa'ala, two sides. We're going to see inshallah ta'ala. What does it mean, the word murabaha? It means an-nama'u fi tajari. An-nama'u fi tajari. It's when you're trading, somebody's bringing up profits. Both parties are receiving profits, something that they won. يُقَالُ أَرْبَحْتُهُ. I have made this person profit, the Arabs say. عَلَى سِلْعَتِهِ, for his product, his merchant. مُرَابَحَةً أي أعطيته ربحا. I've given him profit. ومنه, from it is what? بعت الشيء مرابحة وكذلك اشتريته مرابحة. والمفاعلة هنا ليست على بابها لأن الذي يربح إنما هو البائع فهذا من المفاعلة التي استعملت في الواحد كسافر وعافاه الله. The Shaykh says that the word murabaha is not the usage, even though it comes in the form of mufa'ala, it doesn't mean there's two people who are benefiting. The ribh the profit is only being taken by who? The one who's selling, the merchant. He's the one who's profiting. You're the one paying him. So he said it's like the word safara is the form of what? Mufa'ala. But it's laysa ala babiha. Like afahullah. It's not a two-sided thing. Only Allah is curing you. You're not the one curing Allah. والمرابحة في الاصطلاح كما عرفه أكثر الفقهاء is what?
بيع السلعة بمثل الثمن الأول مع زيادة ربح معلوم متفق عليه بين المتعاقدين.
Now let me break something down for you, brothers. Listen to this very carefully, okay? When it comes to bay', there are two types. Everybody write this down. It's important. Write this down. The bay', the buying and the selling, is two types. There is what is known as bay'ul amanah. There's something called what? Bay'ul amanah. Bay'ul amanah means it's based on trust. It's the bay' that's based on trust. Okay? And then there is bay' called bay'ul musawamah. The second one is what? Bay'ul musawamah. Bay'ul musawamah means what? I'll explain it to you. Bay'ul amanah and bay'ul, what did I say? Bay'ul musawamah and bay'ul amanah. Bay'ul musawamah, let me start with that. Bay'ul musawamah, it basically means, it is وهو البيع بالثمن الذي يتفق عليه المتعاقدان. Me and you are now agreeing on the price. There's no set price. You and I are going to go toe to toe and set the price together. You're going to try to huggle me down. I'm going to say, no, I don't want it for that much. Give me more. It's called, some ulama, they call it al-mumakasa. Some of the fuqaha, they call it what? Al-mumakasa. Mumakasa means what? Negotiation. How much are you going to buy this for me, brother? How much do you want to give it to me for? No set price. Now let's go. I will sell different people different pricing. One guy is a bit annoying. I'll just say, just take it for that much, because he's holding on to it. Sah? And another person, he's not. He just gives the money. He doesn't argue. He doesn't like arguing. I'll get a good money from him. And that's what you find in some countries when you go there, right? You have to sharpen your skill of what? Of negotiation. Sah? Have you guys experienced that some places? Yeah, this is called bay'u al-musawamah. Bay'u al-musawamah is what? وهو البيع بالثمن الذي يتفق عليه المتعاقدان دون النظر إلى الثمن الأول. We're not looking at the price I got it from. Don't ask me that. Don't ask me how much it's worth for me. Let's just negotiate now. Can we just negotiate now? I know the price that I got it for. Do you understand, brothers? I will make sure that it doesn't go below it. If it does, that's why I'm going to stop you and say, look, akhi, I don't want to sell it to you. Sah? But I'm not going to make it available for you. I'm not going to tell you what my original price, the Ra'sul Mal, how much I got for this water for. I'm not going to tell you that. We're not going to talk about that. That's in my head. I'm just going to ask you how much you want to buy it for. And this is permissible. Does that make sense? This is called what? Bay'ul musawamati. وهو البيع بالثمن الذي يتفق عليه المتعاقدان. Both parties are going to now negotiate the amount دون النظر إلى الثمن الأول. Is everybody with me? Does everyone understand? The second type is called bay'ul amanah. Because you can't, if you want to understand bay'ul murabahah, you have to understand this. The second one is bay'ul amanah. Bay'ul amanah means
وهي التي يحدد فيها الثمن بمثل رأس المال أو أزيد أو أنقص، وسميت بيوع الأمانة لأنه يؤتمن فيها البائع في إخباره برأس المال، وهي ثلاثة أنواع.
بيع الأمانة, the price is already stuck to it. You see the price tag. The person has already set the price for it. They know how much they got it for, and they've stuck the price to it. Okay? What they've given you is the original money that they got it for is in there, and on top of that they've added in it. Does it make sense? So then they've put their profit already in there. So they got this for £1, they'll put £2 on the price tag. So you won't know how much they got it for, but you just see the £2, you buy it or not. I don't want to negotiate. You either buy it or you leave it. This one, like in Bay'ul Amana, where we don't talk about the original money, are we all together? And the price tag is stuck, is set, is 3 types. It's what? 3 types. It is either I am on the person who's selling it, I'm the seller, right? It's either I am profiting. I am what? I'm profiting. So how much does it cost me? It cost me £1. And how much did I put on it? No, I don't want 50p, I want to make it £1. I make it into an extra pound on it, so I sell it for how much? For £2. This is now called Bay'ul Murabaḥah to the early scholars. Do you guys get it now? The early scholars, this is what they refer to as Bay'ul Murabaḥah. You see the ribh. The ribh is the extra £1 I added to it. Make sense now? Yeah? But it's Bay'ul Amanah. It's a bay', trust is based on trust. Why is it based on trust? I have already added on to the Ra'sul Mal. You're trusting me that I'm not scamming you. That I'm not just mentioning any number. Do you understand? Are we all together, brothers? I'm not mentioning just a figure as I wish. You're basically believing me, and it's based on trust that I got it for that much and I only added a little bit on it. Does that make sense? I might even state the money I got it for, or I will definitely. I'll say, this is how much I got it for, and this is my profit. Give it to me, inshallah. This is called what? Bay'ul Murabaḥah, if you're winning, if you're profiting. Sometimes what happens is, Bay'ul Tawliya. The person is just gonna what? He's closing, clearance. Clearance, you guys see that big board on the shop where they say we're clearing out. What are they trying to do? They need to leave the shop quickly. So they sell it for the amount that they got it for. They don't want to profit. This is called Bay'u Tawliya. وَهُوَ بَيْعُ السِّلْعَةِ بِمِثْلِ ثَمَنِهَا الْأَوَّلِ. The amount that they got it for. So I got it for £1. I just want to get rid of it because I have to shut down. So I just don't want to lose. I'm just going to give you guys, what? I'm going to give you guys for the amount I got it for. Again, this is amanah. You're trusting me that I'm actually telling you the money that I got it for. So everybody buy it for £1 from me. And I'm not going to undercut myself, nor am I going to profit. The third type of Bay'ul Amanah is what? I'm going to lose now. I can't sell it. And it's going to expire if I don't. So it's called Bay'ul Wadi'ah. Ama Bay'ul Hatitah. Now the person's going to cut down on themselves. They're going to be like, who wants to buy it for 50p? I'm losing. I've lost. So now I'm going to sell it for that much. And this is considered to be all under which one? Bay'ul Amanah. What? Bay'ul Amanah. So Bay'ul Amanah is how many types? 3. What's the first one? Bay'ul Murābaḥah. Bay'ul Murābaḥah, this is the version that the early scholars were talking about. Does it make sense? Lakin, what's the second type of Bay'ul Amanah? Bay'ul Tawliya. Where you're just, Tawliya means I'm just handing it over to you, brother. Just take it, the amount I got it for. And Bay'ul Hatitah, Bay'ul Wadi'ah means what? I'm cutting down. I'm on the loss. Okay, now, what about Bay'ul Musawamah? Al-Mumakasa. Forget the idea of Ra'sul Mal and how much I got it for, all of that. Don't ask me that. Let's set the price now together. How much are you willing to give it to me for? Do you understand? Now.
والمرابحة هي الأصل في بيوع الأمانة لأن التجارة تقوم على السعي لتحقيق الربح ولا يصار إلى البيع تولية أو وضيعة إلا في حالات استثنائية ككساد البضاعة. Now
pay attention. If you talk about Bay'ul Amanah and you just mention it, which one will come to the mind of a person? And if I say Bay'ul Amanah, which one's going to come to your mind first? Al-Murabahah. Because no one opens a shop unless he wants to profit, right? Because that's the asal. Everyone's opening a shop to benefit and profit. So then Bay'ul Amanah, the first thing that comes to a person's mind is Bay'ul Murabahah. Because the other two is like a stagnant product you can't sell. There is a problem, an issue. So you want to get rid of those products. نعم.
حكم بيع المرابحة. بيع المرابحة بيع جائز يندرج تحت البيوع الجائزة ما لم يتخلله ما يجعله فاسدا. إذ هو بيع كسائر البيوع التي أقرتها الشريعة. واتفق الفقهاء على صحة بيع المرابحة في الجملة، واستدلوا على ذلك بالنصوص والقواعد العامة التي جاز بها البيع.
Now pay attention, brothers. بيع المرابحة, is it permissible? Yeah, of course it's permissible. And it's permissible in the Quran, it's also permissible in the Sunnah, as long as there's no other external factors that are playing here. From the get-go, it's fine. It's permissible. That's allowed. And this is how we get. I want the money in your hand, and you want the products I have. How can we get it from each other? It's بيع المرابحة, صح? Like, which one's better? بيع المرابحة or بيع المماكسة? أما بيع المساومة. Which one is better? Put your hand up if you believe بيع الأمانة is the best. Okay, who thinks the other one, which is بيع المماكسة أما المساومة, is better? That's the correct opinion. That بيع المساومة is the best. Because, why is it the best? It removes the concept of someone lying. I have to trust the people. You understand? And here you don't have to put any pressure on anybody to lie or deceive or trust or anything. We're setting the price now, brother. Let's set it together. Does that make sense? So that's better. That's from a religious perspective. No one's pressured to feel like he has to lie and try to sell his product. Wallahi, I got it for this much, habibi. He doesn't have to say that. He can say to you, why do you care what I got it for? Let's set the price together now. How much are you willing to sell it to me for? No, that's too little. I don't want it for that much. No, but can you go down? No, up. No need to trust or distrust me. Do you understand? And that's the correct opinion. That bay'ul al-musawama is the best. Okay? Also, it's better from the perspective, it sharpens people's what? Negotiation skills. You learn how to negotiate, push back. What about this? What about that? And I see that a lot, mashallah, when people come to what? The UAE and they have to buy things. Or they go Umrah and they have to buy things. I see people, subhanAllah, akhi, go for it. How much is it? Talk to the guy. Stop talking to me, akhi. Talk to him. Negotiate. And you see the brother saying, akhi, but why can't he just tell me the price? Bay'ul musawama, brother. This is what? It's bay'ul musawama. The price tag is your agreement. So I see a guy 10 minutes ago, he sold that same abaya that you were buying for your wife. He sold it for 60 riyal to the brother right before you. And when you came in, a Westerner, wearing, what's that bag you wear? Yeah? So if you're negotiating and you're trying to do bay'ul musawama, brother, first of all, wear simple clothes. Don't come with a Gucci bag and, yeah? Is it called Louis Vuitton? Yeah? Louis Vuitton. You come with that and you wear it. And then you're telling the guy, no, I want to buy. Of course, he's going to look at your bag. He can see what you're wearing. So you've lost from the get-go. The negotiation, you lost. And so then he's selling it to double the price. Is it wrong to do that? No. Musawama, brother. He's done you no wrong. You both set the price together. And that's where he gets his profit from. He never lied to you. He didn't do anything wrong to you. You agreed with him on this price. Sharpen your skills, right? Okay. So bay'ul murabaha is permissible. And it's good. And it's consensus that the scholars mentioned. So the Shaykh rahimahullah ta'ala here, he says, قال الشوكاني هذا بيع أذن الله سبحانه به بقوله تجارة عن تراض صح وبقوله وأحل الله البيع وحرم الربا وهذا يشمل كل بيع كائنا ما كان إذا لم يكن يصحبه مانع شرعي أو يفقد فيه التراضي. أيه والأصل في المعاملات الجواز حتى يقوم دليل على المنع ثم إن الحاجة داعية كما قال المرغيناني إلى هذا النوع من البيع لأن الذي لا يهتدي في التجارة يحتاج إلى أن يعتمد فعل الذكي المهتدي وتطيب نفسه بمثل ما اشترى وزيادة وقد حكى الكاساني وابن قدامة وغيرهما الإجماع على جوازها وذهب المالكية إلى أن بيع المساومة أولى من بيع المرابحة. See, this is the call of the مالكية. لأن البائع في المرابحة مؤتمن وقد لا يتيسر له ضبط المصروفات التي بذلت في الحصول على السلعة في حين أن البيع المساومة يخلو من هذا الالتزام. And the person could have forgot. He says, Akhi, I got this for £1. And he's not lying, but he did a mistake. And then later he's like, oh, I didn't get it for £1, I got it for 50p. I don't know that guy's name. Do you understand now? All of that is in Bayul al-Aman, Bayul al-Amanah, which is not in what? Which is not in Bayul al-Musawamah. نعم هيا.
قال الدسوقي في الحاشية تعليقا على قول خليل: جاز مرابحة والأحب خلافه، وأما هو فغير محبوب لكثرة احتياج البائع فيه إلى البيان.
يعني جاز مرابحة والأحب خلافه، صح؟ وأما هو فغير محبوب لكثرة احتياج البائع فيه إلى البيان. نعم. Now we're going to go into the one that concerns us today now. Have you guys all understood the old version of Bay'ul Murabaha? We all understood it, right? That it falls under Bay'ul Amanah. It means that the product or the item, the price is known, how much you got it for, and he's telling you how much he's put onto it. And you both agree on that. Okay, now we're going to go into the modern day Islamic banks that you go into. Al-Murabahatu fil Masarif al-Islamiyya. This is the one I know a lot of you guys ask question about. Let's get to know this one inshallah ta'ala. Hayya.
تتم عمليات المرابحة في الأوساط المصرفية بطريقين: المرابحة العادية التي سبق شرحها عند الفقهاء.
So the first one is المرابحة العادية التي سبق شرحها عند الفقهاء. The type of المرابحة that the early scholars were talking about, don't confuse it with the modern day. Someone's reading a book and he hears Bay'ul Murabaḥah and he thinks, ooh, it's the one that this bank and that bank is using. No. The modern day usage of the word Bay'ul Murabaḥah is different to that which was used for the early scholars. وهذه طريقة نادرة التطبيق
لأنها تقتضي أن تكون السلعة أو العقار في حوزة البنك قبل طلب العميل لها.
So why are these modern day banks not using the old type of Bay' al-Murabaḥah? Why are they not using it? He tells you here, the Shaykh. He said, وَهَذِهِ طَرِيقَةُ, this type of Bay'ul al-Murabaḥah, the early one that the scholars used to use, which is this water, cost how much? I got it for £1 and I'm selling it to you for £2. That type of Bay'ul al-Murabaḥah, which is the early Bay'ul al-Murabaḥah, banks can't use that. They don't want to use that. Why do they not want to use that? لأنها تقتضي أن تكون السلعة أو العقار في حوزة البنك. Because that will entail the bank has to possess the thing or the property, and it has to be in their possession before they sell it to you. صح? And they don't want to do that. قبل طلب العميل لها, before the agent asks for it. وهذا أمر نادر. This is a very rare situation where the bank is going to have the property that you want, owns it, and it's selling it to you. It's very rare. نظرا لصعوبة ممارسة المصرف الإسلامي دور التاجر الكامل بشراء السلعة قبل طلبها للأسباب التالية. The bank cannot play the role of selling things. The bank struggles, is unable to do what? To practice selling things that it owns like a businessman does. The businessman, he buys all of these things and he sells it, and he puts his profit on and he sells it to you, and he uses the old Bay'ul Murabaḥah. Mumarasatul Masrifi, the bank to practice al-Islami, Dawr al-Tajiri, the role of a businessman, al-Kamili, who's completely in ownership of all of these items. That's rare for banks. How many properties do they have to own? How many cars do you guys ask for them to buy for you? All of these things, where are they going to put the cars? Do you understand? You went to the bank and you said, I need this car, buy it for me. The bank doesn't have the place to store all of these cars. Do you understand, brothers? It can't store these houses. Where is it going to do? Who's going to look after it? That's another money that they have to spend. Do you understand? Am I making sense? So am I making sense, brothers and sisters? So practicing al-buyu' al-murabaha, the early way, it's hard for banks. So they tweaked it and they made a new version for themselves. So now the Shaykh is going to tell us why they can't do it. The first he says is حصول المخاطرة باحتمال عدم رواج بعض السلعة. The reason why the bank doesn't want to buy all of these things is because it won't be able to sell it. Who's going to buy it? It might not be bought, and they own so many properties. The car, the value of the car is going to go down. So he's going to buy it. New cars are coming out every day or every time. So حصول المخاطرة, dangers that the bank is scared of, باحتمال, the possibility of عدم رواج بعض السلعة, that this item will not be sold. The second reason why the bank do not want to practice the old type of بيع المرابحة is because ضعف القدرة التخزينية للسلعة في المصرف الإسلامي. Islamic banks don't have storage places to store all of these things. The third reason is because ضعف الكفاءات والخبرات في دراسة سوق السلعة وتقلباتها. Banks, Islamic banks, they struggle. This is the difference between Islamic banks and the conventional banks. Islamic banks really suffer from the perspective of insight and knowledge of the market and keeping track of the market and how things are going and what's going up and what's going down. They really don't have like those type of experts. Are we all together, brothers? So for those many reasons, they don't want to take the risk. It's too much risk for them to buy this water, okay, and then own it and then sell it. So what do then? They use this method, which is the modern day type of بيع المرابحة, which is what?
الطريقة الثانية وهي المعروفة بالمرابحة للآمر بالشراء.
So these are the names that it has. Sheikh Bakr Abu Zayd rahimahullah ta'ala, he didn't like the name of using it as للآمر بالشراء. He didn't like it like that. He preferred it to be called للواعد بالشراء. هيه.
والمرابحة المركبة ويسميها البعض المرابحة للواعد بالشراء.
Now let me break this down for you. Is everybody with me or am I just talking to myself? Put your hand up if you're not with me. Put your hand up if you're really with me. Be honest. Honesty is the what? Best policy. So everybody's with me. So now the banks right now today are practicing this type of what? They're practicing this type of murabaha. So what do? The bank says to you, listen, I can't keep all of this stuff that is needed. People's needs are fluctuating. Banks can't keep up. You see, the banks don't have experts that are looking in the market and saying the people need this. This is now selling. If they knew that and they had the storage places for it, then they would say, okay, these things are needed. Let us buy it and we will sell it in a short period of time. Plus, banks don't want to do risk. They don't want to take risks, do they? They don't want to take risks. So they want to do anything to eliminate any risks. Now, so what do? What do the banks do? The banks practice what is known as a modern day type of بيع المرابحة, which is called للآمر بالشراء, or it's called المرابحة المركبة. It's a compounded murabaha. Compounded of what? We're going to see it inshallah. Some of the scholars, they call it, and this is the correct name that should be given to it, it's called المرابحة للواعد بالشراء. What's the surah? The surah is, I'll explain it and then you can read it out for us. The surah is, I go to the bank. I say to the bank, listen, I need this car. Or I need this house. Can you go and buy it for me? Can you go and buy it for me? If you buy it for me, I will buy it for you, from you. The bank says, okay, no problem. The bank goes, buys the car, and it sells it to you. Are we all together? So the bank didn't own it. You requested the bank. So the bank now, rather than just holding on to the things and selling it, it's become compounded. Before it just was holding on to it and it was selling it to the murabaha, the benefit, the profit used to be from it. Here, the bank is doing it on request. It's only when they're requested they buy it. They go and they buy it. They go, they buy it. Once they have it, they call you, we've got the car that you asked for, we've purchased it. They're going to go into the story and the reality of some of the banks. But they call you and they say, we've now got the car that you asked for and we're selling it to you. The person comes and he buys the car from them and he pays. He can pay in two ways. He either pays it cash one time and takes it from them, or what does he do? That doesn't happen. Because if it was the case, because the bank is already putting profit on you, the reason why you told them to buy it from that place is because of what? Because you want to pay it in taqsit. You want to pay it in what? Installments. Are we all together? So you're going to say, I'll pay installments. The bank is now telling you, the bank is what's going to tell you the price that they want. So they sold the car, bought the car for 100,000, the car. And now they're selling it to you for what? 150,000. They put 50,000 profit on it. Does that make sense? This is called what? Bay'u. It's murabaha, is it not? It's murabaha. I know how much they got it for, and I also know how much profit that they put on it. Do you understand? But it's not just the fact that it's not just that. I asked them to buy it. So they went and bought it on my behalf. That's why it's compounded now. Does it make sense? That's why it's what? Compounded. Because it involves a request and then a selling. Before it was just you bought it from them. Does that make sense, brothers and sisters? Now the Shaykh is going to go into the conditions that are needed. If you don't understand these conditions, it's a problem. Is everyone with me? هي وصورتها
وصورتها أن يتفق البنك والعميل على أن يقوم البنك بشراء سلعة ليست عنده على أن يقوم العميل بشرائها من البنك بعد ذلك بسعر تحدد نسبة الزيادة فيه على سعر الشراء مسبقا.
Now look at what happens. So what's going to happen? أن يتفق البنك. The bank agrees والعميل and the person. The person and the bank are now agreeing on what? على أن يقوم البنك. That the bank is going to go بشراء سلعة. It's going to go and buy a product. Car, house, whatever it may be. بشراء سلعة ليست عنده. The bank does not own this product and this item. على أن يقوم العميل. And they're both going to agree on what? That the person is going to purchase it من البنك, from the bank, بعد ذلك, after the bank starts owning it, بسعر تحدد, with an amount that's going to be agreed upon. The amount has to be agreed upon now. You're going to tell me now how much you want to buy it for. We're both going to agree on what? تحدد نسبة الزيادة. We're now both going to agree on the profit. We already, both of us know how much it cost, because you went to the showroom and you saw it yourself, the car that you wanted, so you already know how much it cost. The bank and you are now going to agree on the profits. That's what you're both going to agree on. في على سعر الشراء مسبقا, in advance. So the bank goes, now I know that you're going to buy it from me for 150,000 and the car costs 100,000. I'm going to now go and I'm going to purchase the car. So the bank goes and it purchases the car. Islamic banks, a lot of them, this is what they base their what? This is what they base their transaction, and that's how they make their monies. Are we all together, brothers? Now let's go into it.
فهي تتكون في
فإنه
تتكون أحسن الله عليك. فهي تتكون في مرحلتين.
So now this transaction is compounded of what? مرحلة الوعد, the first stage, which is a promise. You're making a promise, they're making a promise. This is called al-muwa'ada. There's a mutual agreement. I want this car. Or it can be a description. It doesn't have to be a particular car. That makes sense? I want this. The bank says, okay, this is how much it's going to cost. You both have an agreement that the bank promises you that it will get what you wanted, and you're promising the bank that you're going to buy it from them once they get it. Does that make sense? This is a compounded. That's the first part. The first part is the promise. The second part is, the second stage, the transaction is now going to happen. وَمَرْحَلَةُ الْبَيْعِ. Once he now gets the car in his possession, he calls you, you pay the money. Yeah? We're talking about Islamic banks. Non-Muslims, they do it differently. Sah? They take the money from you in advance. Sah? Even before they buy the item.
وهذه المعاملة ليست مستحدثة وإنما المستحدث هو التسمية فقط.
Now pay attention. Even this type of transaction that modern day banks are actually using, if you go في بطون الكتب والمجلدات, if you go into the books and you start reading, you'll actually realize that it's also present. The giant, the faqih, the imam, and Imam Shafi'i actually spoke about this particular transaction in his Kitab al-Umm. And Imam Shafi'i talked about it. So it's not something new that banks have, mashallah, found and they want to talk about. It's present in the classical books. So Imam Shafi'i, rahimahullah, he talked about it. I want everybody to focus with me, right? A lot of you brothers are buying cars like this. True or false? You're buying cars like this, huh? So we're going to go into this, inshallah ta'ala. There's a lot of conditions. If you understand it, you'll understand renting a car and then later owning it. A lot of it's going to be answered in here as well. Do you understand? أي نعم. هيا.
وأما حقيقة المعاملة فهي معروفة في الفقه الإسلامي.
So the name here where it's called بيع المرابحة للواعد بالشراء, that name was not present in the early books. That's a new name. That name is new. But the reality of this transaction and the way it's being done is present in the works of the early scholars. And Imam al-Shafi'i, who spoke about it, rahimahullah, in his Kitab al-Umm, he says it in the 4th volume, page 75. The Shaykh is now going to read it for us. Let's look at this Imam, the way he speaks about this transaction and the benefits that we can take from it, inshallah ta'ala. Okay, is everyone with me? Yeah.
وإذا أرى الرجل السلعة فقال اشتريها وأربحك فيها وأربحك أحسن الله إليك وأربحك فيها كذا فاشتراه الرجل فالشراء جائز والذي قال أربحك فيها بالخيار إن شاء أحدث فيها بيعا وإن شاء تركه. Look what Imam al-Shafi'i said. Imam al-Shafi'i said وإذا أرى الرجل لأن أرى يتعدى إلى مفعولين. وإذا أرى الرجل, if a man shows another man السلعة, a product, and then he says to him, so the product is there, 2 men, he says أخي, can you see that bottle over there, water? Ha. He says to him, اشتريها, you got money, right? Buy it for me. Buy it for me. وأربحك, and I'm going to make you receive profit. I'll give you profit. فيها كذا. Buy it. It costs £1 right now, sah. Hey, buy it for £1 and I'll give you £1 extra for it. He points at it. Pay attention, Shafi'i's kalam is very daqiq. Shafi'i here is talking about aynun, something specific. Not a wasf. Ayn. Are we all together? Ayn means like here I'm pointing at it. It's not like I'm describing for you something. I'm talking about this bottle. I'm saying, can you get me this? Shafi'i said, he says, the person says to another person, ishtariha, buy it, wa urbihuka, and I am going to give you profit on it. Fashtarahu ar-rajulu, the man then buys it on your request. Fashira'u jaizun, him buying it, is it permissible? He didn't want to buy it. Is he allowed to buy it on your request? Imam Shafi'i said, of course it's permissible. وَالَّذِي قَالَ أُرْبِحُكَ, what about the one who said, I will give you profits, I'll add money on it for you? فِيهَا بِالْخِيَارِ, he has a choice now. Once you bought it, he has a choice. Allahu Akbar. He has a choice to say to you, actually, you know what, yeah? I changed my mind. He has that. That, if you take away from him, we're going to come to it later how dangerous it is. He's got what? He changed his mind. Once you bought the bottle, he said, you know what, akhi, honestly, I don't think I need it. I don't want it. And you bought it. Why? Because this is where the business actually started from. You should have had it in the first place to sell it to me. Do you understand? Are we all together, brothers? Shafi'i, he says, وَالَّذِي قَالَ, the one who said, أُرْبِحُكَ فِيهَا بِالْخِيَارِ, the one who said, I'm going to give you the profit, he has بِالْخِيَارِ a choice. مجلس الخيار. إِنْ شَاءَ أَحْدَثَ فِيهَا بَيْعًا. If he wants, he can say, you know what? How much you want it for? He can do bay'ul mumakasa if he wants with you. And say, haggle with you. Or it can be bay'ul murabaha. وَإِنْ شَاءَ تَرَكَهُ, and if he can say, I don't want to buy it. No, I don't want to do it. Because you know what it is? It's a person who owns a bottle of water and you are what? If you want, you can buy from him, and if you want, you don't have to buy from him. That's where the business starts from. Amma al-wa'du, we're going to come to it later. Of course, as a Muslim, you shouldn't lie to another person and say, buy this, and I don't want to, and then you just play around with the people. That's not morally right, sah. But he has a right that you can't make it binding on him to buy it from you. And that's exactly what a lot of banks do. Is that not the case? They make you sign a paper, a document, that you have to buy the product even though they don't have it. Do you understand? That makes it haram now. So Shafi'i, look what he says. وهكذا هي. وهكذا إن قال اشتري لي متاعا ووصفه له أو متاعا أي متاع شئت وأنا أربحك فيه فكل هذا سواء.
Shafi'i said another form. This is a giant in knowledge. Al-Imam Shafi'i rahimahullah. He says, وَهَكَذَا, and like that. إِن قَالَ, if he says to you, اشْتَرِي لِي مَتَاعًا. So the first man, what did he do? He pointed at something and he said, buy it for me. This one didn't specify something. He told you, just buy me a bottle of water. Or he kept it general, he gave you a general description. He said, buy me a new car. He gave you a description. He said, buy me a car, and he gave you a description. Ferrari, this, that. He gives a description. He doesn't pinpoint a particular car. He doesn't say, buy this car for me. Do you understand? Or he doesn't say, buy this particular bottle for me. He just says, Akhi, go get me a bottle of water. Or he may even say to you, Akhi, buy me wherever you like and I'll bring you profit. He says that to you. وَأَنَا أُرْبِحُكَ فِي فَكُلُّ هَذَا سَوَاء. The Shaykh said this is all the same. Whether it's a ayn or whether it's a wasf, yeah, all of it is the same. You can go and buy it from the person you want, or buy it, and the other person has the choice if he wants to go into that transaction with you or not later. Does that make sense? They're both the same. هيا.
يجوز البيع الأول ويكون فيما أعطى من نفسه بالخيار.
Now pay attention. What does it mean, Shafi'i, when he said يجوز البيع الأول? The bay'ul awwal is the man who went and bought the bottle on your request. You didn't just tell him this water. You gave him a general description and he went and he bought Evian, or he bought other bottles of water, Volvic or whatever. You didn't tell him which, you just said, I want a bottle of water. I just want water, akhi. And he bought it for you and you said, I'll give you profit when you bring it for me. He goes and he gets you any bottle of water. Sah? That buying that he has done is right, is valid. There's nothing wrong with it, even though he was requested to do it. And also you have the choice to say, I don't want it, after he's brought it for you. Meaning, I don't want to buy it from you. You have the choice as well. وَيَكُونُ فِيمَا أَعْطَى مِن نَفْسِهِ بِالْخِيَارِ. He has a choice, that person. هيا.
وسواء في هذا ما وصفت إن كان قال ابتعه واشتريه منك بنقد أو دين يجوز البيع الأول ويكونان بالخيار في البيع الآخر فإن جدداه جاز وإن تبايعا به على أن ألزم أنفسهما الأمر الأول فهو مفسوخ من قبل شيئين.
من قبل شيئين. Shafi'i also says, if the person then also says to you, I want to pay you all at once, or if I want to pay you installments, it's also fine. You have to understand, brothers. How much does this cost? £1. I'm now going to sell it to you for what? £2. You say to me, Akhil Kareem, I can't buy it for £2. I don't have that money. Would you allow it for me to give you every day? I'll give you 10p, and I'll pay it off like that. Yeah? I'll say, okay, no problem. I have no problem with it, but I'm going to make it £3 now. Because you're paying me installments. So I'm going to put extra money on it. Is it permissible?
No.
Yeah? Permissible. It's allowed. Bay'u taqsit, it's allowed. There's nothing wrong with it. But you have to narrow it down. You have to be clear that the two bay'as, which one you chose. If you leave the two bay'as open, then what's going to happen? نهى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم عن بيعين في بيع. You have to narrow it down. Is it بنقد? Are you taking it from him now that he has to pay for it? Or بدين, or debt? Does that make sense? So you say to him, your installments? Okay, we both agree on installments. I want £3 in installments. Make sense? It's permissible. So Shafi'i is saying both situations, the person has a right, once you buy it, whether it's by debt, he said he'll pay you, or whether he said he's going to pay all of it off at once, whatever situation it may be, he has the rights to terminate that transaction with you, because he has what is known as al-khiyar. You can't make it binding on him whatsoever. Why is it that you can't do it binding on him whatsoever? Is because if you make it binding on him whatsoever, that means you sold him something you yourself don't own. Like when you said to me, Akhi, go get me this bottle of water, and I said, okay, I'll get it for you. How much are you going to give it to me? And you say, I'm going to give it to you for £3 in installments. I go, okay, no problem, because the bottle cost £1. I'm going to sell it to you for £3 because it's installments. You agree? I agree. You can't break your promise, okay? You can't break your promise. Okay, you go and you get it. Now what you're going to get, when is it that the person loses the freedom? once they bought the product from you, right? Does that make sense? And you're not even allowed to make that agreement when you don't even own the product. And the Prophet prohibited, salawatullahi wasalamu alayhi, to sell what you don't own. You're not allowed to sell what you don't own. So you're not selling. This person only just had a verbal promise with you. That promise is nothing in terms of the bay'ah. Because you don't own it aslan. There's no transaction that happened. You can't sell what you don't own. The buying and the selling takes place when it's in your hawza, when it's in your ownership. Does that make sense? That's when the discussion starts. Before that, I'm a Muslim, I'm not lying to you, I'll never lie to you. I'll go through with it. Morally, I'll go through with it. But I still have the choice if I feel like something has come up and I can't do it. Does that make sense? That choice is still there. But how can you beat that then? This is the tricky part. If that's the case, then banks are going to struggle. They went and bought a house and everything. And a brother's going to look and say, you know what, I spoke to my mom. I spoke to my dad. Or guess what, that day I was kind of feeling tired and that's it, right? This is going to cause a problem. The banks are going to lose all their money. Now the bank is holding on to something that they don't need. And it's going to bring them back to what they didn't want in the first place, which is what? The Bayul murabahah that was used in the earliest times is going to come back to them, and they don't want that. They want this one, al-amir al-wa'idi lil-shira. Does that make sense? How did they go around it? Muhammad ibn Hassan al-Shaybani, who was a Hanafi scholar, student of Imam Abu Hanifa, he brought a what? A hila, a smart way for banks, which is good, it's permissible. Ibn al-Qayyim took it and he said, it's fine. This is permissible shar'an. Which is what? Taha comes up to me and says, Abdulrahman, I need you to buy me this Ferrari. Because he knows I'm wealthy, I'm not brothers. So he goes to me, Abdulrahman, buy me this Ferrari. I said to you, you want the Ferrari, huh? Okay, it costs 500,000. Yeah. He goes, please go get it. I know you got the money. Buy it for me and I'll give you the money in installments. So I said, okay, I'll sell it to you for 600,000. He says, okay, no problem. It's tricky now. I'm looking at Taha thinking, I don't know. Taha might just pull out and say, look, akhi, yeah, I can't do this. So what do? I can go to Ferrari and take from them what? 3 days Majlis al-Khiyar. I have a Majlis al-Khiyar of 3 days. Sah? I have khiyar, I have the rights to return for 3 days, Islamically. It's restricted to 3 days. So I go to Ferrari, I say, Ferrari, give me your car for 3 days. Do you understand now? But I'm not buying it from you guys. Let me see for 3 days if I want it. Do you understand? I take it from them, they agree for 3 days, or I return it back to them. Does that make sense? Within that 3 days, I say to Taha, do you want it? Yes or no? Taha says, nah, now that you got it, I don't want it. So, Jazakallah khair, no problem, Taha. There's no issue. I return back the car to Ferrari, and I never bought it from them. Does that make sense? Are we all together? Ibn al-Qayyim mentions that now. وقال ابن القيم رحمه الله, what did he say?
وقال ابن القيم رحمه الله رجل قال لغيره اشتري هذه الدار.
So Ibn al-Qayyim says, a man says to another man, buy me this house.
أو هذه السلعة من فلان بكذا وكذا وأنا أربحك فيها بكذا وكذا فخاف إن اشتراها أن يبدو للآمر فلا يريدها.
So you're scared that he might not want it, صح? He told you to go get it, but now you're thinking, I think this guy's going to pull out. ولا يتمكن من الرد. And I'm scared that I might not be able to return it. And I can't return the house now. The people are not going to take back the house from me. So I'm going to be in a predicament. So what do I do?
فالحيلة أن يشتريها على أنه بالخيار ثلاثة أيام.
So I take it on a khiyar, which Islamically I'm allowed for 3 days. The religion allows me for 3 days. I have the rights to return things. This is called khiyaru sharti. It's called a what? Khiyaru sharti. So I say to you, I'll take this bottle, but with the condition that in 3 days, if I don't want it, I can return it back. I have the rights to do that. Sah? Jazakallahu khairan. Does that make sense? I have the rights to do that. Yeah.
أو أكثر ثم يقول للآمر قد اشتريتها بما ذكرت فإن أخذها منه وإلا تمكن من ردها على البائع بالخيار.
So Ibn al-Qayyim is saying the statement. But who said it before him? The Shaykh tells you. وَسَبَقَهُ إِلَى هَذِهِ الْحِيلَةِ. Who preceded him in this hila? This is hila, which is permissible, by the way. Is who?
أول مخرج محمد ابن الحسن الشيباني.
Muhammad ibn Hassan al-Shaybani is the one who mentioned this before. Hey, let's just finish this paragraph and we finish for today. Hey.
ويظهر من هذه النقول أن
ويظهر من هذه النقول
أحسن الله إليك أن القائلين بجواز هذه الصورة من المرابحة من القدام اشترطوا
من القدامى يعني the early scholars
من القدامى اشترطوا لصحتها عدم إلزام الآمر بوعده، وجعلوا له الخيار في إمضاء البيع المتواعد عليه أو تركه عندما يملك المأمور السلعة ويعرضها عليه أحسن الله إليك. وكذلك الخيار للبائع فلا يكون هناك وعد ملزم للطرفين.
So the Shaykh Rahimahullah just mentioned ويظهر من هذه النقول. What comes from these statements that we've just taken, Ibn al-Qayyim, Muhammad ibn Hassan al-Shaybani and others, أن القائلين بجواز هذه الصورة, the scholars who say it's permissible to do this type of murabaha, they say it's allowed. من القدامى اشترطوا, what did they condition? Like Imam Shafi'i, لصحتها عدم إلزام الآمر بوعده. You cannot make it binding on the one who requested. You can't make it binding on him. He has to buy it. That makes sense? وجعلوا له الخيار, and Allah gave him the rights to choose. في إمضاء البيع المتواعد عليه. The agreement that we had, the mutual agreement, I have the rights to break it if I want to. أو تركي عندما يملك المأمور السلعة ويعرضها عليه. Also the person who, also the other person, who is the bank, can call you. The bank can call you and say, by the way, we bought the house, but we're not selling it to you. We don't want to sell it to you. They also have the rights to do that. They're like, no, we don't want to sell it to you. We actually realized that if we sell it to other people, there's more money. Jazakallah for giving us this information. They also have the rights to do that. They don't have to sell it to you. Make sense? So they have a rights and you have a rights. No, it's not binding on none of you guys. وكذلك الخيار للبائع فلا يكون هناك وعد ملزم للطرفين. Both parties, there's nothing binding on them. We'll stop here inshallah ta'ala. Anything I've said that was wrong or incorrect is from me, shaitan, and Allah and His Messenger are both free from it. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت استغفرك وأتوب إليك.